Hello, Commanders. Automatic Gamer here, and today I just want to give you guys some news that just got announced and was just shown in the NFL, and also what I thought about the Minnesota Vikings bye week, in my opinion. Even though there's still two more games left for tonight, and before we head into Week 7, and I'll break that down later on in my predictions video, so stay tuned. Yeah, because we have for tonight the doubleheader Monday Night Football. We have Washington Commanders taking on Chicago Bears, of course, and Buffalo Bills taking on the Atlanta Falcons tonight. And of course, the Lions did lose last night, and the Packers did win yesterday, unfortunately, to the Cincinnati Bengals. But I think that win, it kind of sucks that they Packers won, but honestly, it's not that impressive because one, if the Bengals had Joe Burrow, they would have steamrolled the Green Bay Packers, in my opinion. And Jordan Love, he gets sometimes ridiculed by the media, and well, that makes sense. He is such a very inconsistent quarterback. Because a couple of my friends that are Packers fans have said he is so inconsistent, and they say he was like Teddy Bridgewater, and that's why they say they're not on board with him. Which I agree. I've seen his stats, and yeah, he's not too great on their team. And yeah, so Packers won, but still, the NFC North and the entire NFC division or conference, it is completely wide open for any team. And for us, the Minnesota Vikings, we're still in prime positioning to win the NFC North and get in a good position in the NFC conference in the standings, because well, one is our bye week, 3-2 winning record, so that's really good. And of course, we're getting guys back from injury, and of course, our starting QB JJ McCarthy, he'll hopefully be back. I think week 7 because he's at 90 or 95% of healthiness on his ankle injury, so that's great. And of course, we're getting guys back like Donovan Jackson and Ryan Kelly. We're getting back, and of course, Will Fries is coming back as well. And so yeah, we got our right guard. We still don't have our center back, which isn't the best, but still, he'll hopefully be back pretty soon. We don't know the updates on Andrew Van Ginkel with his neck injury, so hopefully he'll be back in the next few weeks because we're going to need him on our defense. And I know we got Christian Darrisaw back, Blake Cashman, and all the other fun guys on our offense and our offensive line. We still got the best wide receiver in the league, Justin Jefferson. We still got the best head coach in KOC, Kevin O'Connell. We have Jordan Mason to have a run game. Aaron Jones will hopefully be back to pair with him pretty soon. And yeah, we'll be primed and ready. We still have Jalen Naylor, Adam Thielen, and yeah, we have, of course, a lot of talent on our team. And so still plenty of faith in this team. And of course, we're still only week 6 heading into week 7. So there's still plenty of football that is left throughout the season and hopefully the postseason if we make it there. I still believe the Vikings can make it there anyway. But yeah, after that, insanely, hopefully, good news for our team. And talking about the Packers, yeah, after that, I'm going to move on to the Lions losing to the Kansas City Chiefs, ending their win streak, which is great, 30-17. And then I'll talk about some other NFL news about the Eagles and maybe the Titans. So the the Chiefs just blew out the Lions, ending their win streak 30-17 last night for Sunday Night Football on primetime. Mahomes looked great. Of course, you got Travis Kelce. You have a really good O-line, and the defense pretty much shut down the Lions. They couldn't really do anything. Besides that, maybe one trick play that got called back. They couldn't really do much for the Lions. I mean, Jared Goff, he looked fine, especially they were still able to move the ball for that Lions offense. they couldn't really still do much, even with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Dan Campbell was obviously extremely frustrated, especially I think at the end of the game, which I think the main takeaway from that game is the ending for what actually happened, because I think what happened at the end of the game is really going to hurt the Lions moving forward in the future of their team. And of course, just like us and every other team, the Packers are getting hit with the injury bug, even though they did win. The Lions are getting hit with the injury bug. Their secondary and their defense is all battered. And same with the Packers. They won, but they're losing guys left and right. And so that's not great for either of those teams. And injuries are just a thing, and you can't avoid them, which just kind of sucks, but in general. And of course, the ending to that Chiefs Lions game was something to remember, but not in a good way. I'm going to break it down, and so it was just the ending of the game, wrapped up 30-17, Chiefs winning at Arrowhead on prime time. And Patrick Mahomes goes to shake hands with Brian Branch and say, "Hey, good game," and Brian Branch doesn't reciprocate and say, "Hey, good game," shake hands with him. And Juju Smith-Schuster, one of the Chiefs' top wide receivers and weapons on the offense, goes to shake hands with him, and Brian Branch, just out of his, I don't know what he was thinking or what he was feeling in that moment, but he just decides, as soon as he sees Juju Smith-Schuster, he decides he's going to take his hand and wipe him across his head and hit him in his head and his helmet. And that sparks a huge fight between him and the rest of the Lions and Chiefs. And so they try, in that fight, everyone tries to break it up. The Chiefs try to break it up. They drag Patrick Mahomes out of there so he doesn't get hurt. The Lions are trying to be like, "Hey, Brian Branch, what the hell are you doing?" Dan Campbell's like, "What are you doing on our team? And for this player, what are you doing causing this fight?" But apparently, I just read something that said in the post game. I just heard Brian Branch is apparently prone to like having these breakouts and fight moments. So, and I know Dan Campbell, he's probably not too impressed with his Lions squad right now, and especially not too happy with Mr. Brian Branch. And I don't know how I feel about it, because I think it's pretty awful to see a player just be like, after you want to shake hands with the team and say, "Hey, you did your best and still good game, even though if you did lose, you still played well." But I would not walk up to a player, even if it's maybe a quarterback or wide receiver or any player on a team, and just take my hand and smack them right upside their helmet and hitting their head. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. And Brian Branch, what the hell are you thinking, and what the hell are you doing? And also, you may also potentially get a fine, but if it was me, if I was Dan Campbell in that position, he's probably not too happy with him. So I would not be surprised if, one, he gets a huge fine of something he has to pay back for the NFL, but two, maybe if he gets a suspension in maybe 2, 4, even 5 games, he'll be gone, which is going to hurt the Lions very, very bad, and may not give him a chance for the rest of the year, which is going to hurt him a lot. And but also, he may let him go from the team, for my third point. But to be honest, if he actually lets him go and lets him walk and retire, I wouldn't be surprised if Dan Campbell had him do that, because what he did, I would just make him walk away and leave the team for the Detroit Lions, which I feel like would hurt Dan Campbell as head coach or Jared Goff as leader quarterback. But I would cut him if he ever did something like that. And if he's prone to doing that, just cut him and just maybe start fresh for Detroit. But again, I don't know why you do that. And on to other news about the Philadelphia Eagles. A little sneak preview for Week 7. And of course, Thursday Night Football. I picked the Eagles to win, but of course they get absolutely blown the hell out and get destroyed by the Giants 34-17 on Thursday Night Football. They could not do anything or get anything going. And well, Jalen Hurts, he's fallen way down in the quarterback barrel, nearly or if not to the bottom of that quarterback barrel. He's not looking that great and consistent anymore. And of course, Saquon Barkley, he couldn't really do anything in that run game. A.J. Brown, I mean, who knows what they're going to do with him. Some of those players are the media's kind of ripping them apart, and they're kind of blaming Jalen Hurts on everything. And so they might leave the team or retire. But yeah, who knows? The Eagles are just absolutely just in a little bit of a mess right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if A.J. Brown or anyone else on their team does end up leaving, coming into maybe the trade deadline or into next week's game. But yeah, A.J. Brown, he didn't really do anything, and he's just too busy reading apparently. I'm like, dude, set down the books and get your head in the game to help out your team. Otherwise, just leave. Like, what are you doing, A.J. Brown? Or you can just go back to the Titans. But that's just my thought. And also, this is going to hurt. Eagles, obviously, down a few players. And also, it was just released today that Jadarius Smith, a edge rusher for the Philadelphia Eagles, Jadarius Smith, he just announced today that he is going to be retiring. So that is going to hurt for the Philadelphia Eagles on their defense, that they lost another edge rusher on their team. So that is going to hurt them. And of course, their offense isn't great. They can only usually play a quarter or a half of football. And well, they're just a very interesting team right now in the NFC East. And also, to the last bit of news that I have, I just found out just right now, like a minute ago, that Brian Callahan, for the Tennessee Titans head coach, just got fired. So after the Titans' first win, you just fired him, and well, who knows if that's going to make them a better team. And I know Cam Ward is showing a ton of potential and that he can be good, even if behind a terrible O-line. But who knows with Brian Callahan retiring for the Titans, if that's going to make him a better team. Personally, do I think it may make him a better team in the AFC South? Yes, I do think so. And we'll just have to find out next week when I think it's Titans Raiders next week, but I'll break that down in my Week 7 predictions video, so stay tuned for that. And if you want more NFL news and talk football with me, just subscribe to my channel and join my Discord. And I will see you on the football field, Commanders.